Friends of Islam, this time the Islamic faith is back before you to share Islamic information. I hope it inspires your activities today. And don't forget to click the subscribe button and activate the bell button notifications so you don't miss the latest news from the Islamic Faith channel. Islam is growing rapidly in New York, making it one of the most diverse Muslim cities in the United States. Amidst the hustle and bustle of this metropolitan city, more and more people from various backgrounds are starting to be interested in the teachings of Islam. Not only immigrants from Muslim countries, but also local residents from various ethnicities and previous religions are now choosing to embrace Islam. The number of mosques in New York continues to grow, not only as places of worship, but also as centers of education and social activities. Islamic studies, dawah activities, and humanitarian actions carried out by the Muslim community become a bridge to introduce Islam as a peaceful and compassionate religion. The phenomenon of converts that has increased from year to year shows that the universal values in Islam, such as justice, solidarity, and spirituality, touch the hearts of many people in this city. From teenagers to professionals, more and more are looking for the meaning of life and finding it in Islam. New York is now not only a symbol of cultural diversity, but also a real proof of how Islam can grow and be well received in a multicultural society. One important factor in the rapid development of Islam in New York is the active role of the Muslim community itself. They build an inclusive and open environment where everyone feels accepted and appreciated. Many local Islamic organizations regularly hold social activities such as sharing food for the homeless, blood donations, and free health education. These actions show the face of Islam that is full of empathy and care for others, regardless of religious or cultural background. In New York, mosques not only function as places of prayer, but also as centers for community development. Arabic language classes, Quran lessons, interfaith discussions, and activities for children and teenagers are held there. All of this strengthens the sense of togetherness and becomes a place to introduce Islam to the wider community in a positive and peaceful way. The development of technology and social media has also contributed greatly to spreading the message of Islam. Many young Muslim figures are actively preaching through platforms such as YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram in a relaxed, modern style, but still in accordance with Sharia. They are an inspiration for the younger generation, especially those who are searching for their identity and meaning in life amidst the pressures of big city life like New York. New York is a city known by the motto, the City of Dreams, a place where anyone can find opportunities, including in spiritual pursuits. The rapid development of Islam here is proof that this religion is able to coexist with diversity and continue to spread the light of guidance to anyone who is open-hearted. Who would have thought, amidst the glittering skyscrapers and the hustle and bustle of the metropolis, New York holds a surprising fact. More than 200 mosques stand tall in various corners of the city. From historic mosques such as the Malcolm Shabazz Mosque in Harlem, to a small prayer room in the corner of the Bronx, all are silent witnesses to how Islam thrives in the heart of America. This number makes New York one of the cities with the largest number of mosques in the United States. In fact, many call it a factual Muslim country in a non-Muslim country because of the large role of the Muslim community in shaping the social and cultural dynamics of the city. The Muslim community in New York is not only large in number, but also strong in contribution. They are active in the fields of education, economy, health, and humanitarian activities. In the month of Ramadan, the atmosphere of the city changes. Mosques are full, iftar is distributed free of charge on the streets, and the value of solidarity is felt so alive. This is real evidence that Islam is not only present, but also developing and giving its own color to the mosaic of life in New York City. Many local residents, including non-Muslims, are starting to open up and even choose to embrace Islam, inspired by the peace, sincerity, and noble values taught in this religion. New York is now not only a symbol of cultural and racial diversity, but also a symbol of how Islam can grow and have a positive influence in the midst of global society. Based on data, until today, there are more than 275 functioning and living mosques in New York City that are managed by Muslims as places of worship. Not only for that, but the mosque is also used for Islamic guidance for the new generations of the future. The transfer was carried out by being purchased by various Muslim communities in the United States, and they also established a mosque by renovating the structure of the building so that it is more worthy of being called a mosque as a place of worship for Muslims. In the forest near the Catskill Mountains, Tompkins, New York, United States, U.S., there is a Muslim village. Its name is Islamburg. This village is 30 years old. The majority of its residents are African Americans from New York Muslims who want to build an Islamic environment. Islamburg has a population of around 200 people. Some families have lived here for 2 generations. The village area is around 60 hectares outside Binghamton, near the Pennsylvania state line, about 150 miles from New York City. The road is up and down. Some places the slopes are steep, passing through meadows and rivers. Winter conditions can be difficult. Snow along the road makes the village difficult to reach. Thankfully, the houses that were built can protect them. This village has a mosque where they pray 5 times a day, have a mini market. Residents live by raising livestock and farming. The mayor of Islamburg is Rashid Clark. His wife is Tahira Clark, a lawyer. Another figure is Hussein Adams from the American Muslim Organization. Islamburg was founded around 1980 by a group of African Americans who converted to Islam in the 1960s. They were followers of Sheikh Mubarak Ali Shah Gilani, a Pakistani cleric and founder of the American Muslim Organization. Gilani encouraged his followers to leave the city and build their own villages with Muslim traditions. Similar Muslim villages have been established in Virginia, Georgia, and Tennessee. These communities are recognizable by their dress. The men wear robes and caps on their heads. The women wear headscarves and headscarves. The closest village to Islamburg is Hancock, which is predominantly white. It's a beautiful place to live, beautiful people to be around, said Cassandra Green, who was among the earliest arrivals to Islamburg more than 30 years ago. When the village was first founded 30 years ago, it was still tinged with suspicion from outsiders. But over time, relations with the surrounding villages became closer because the people of Islamburg were easy to get along with warmly. Although this village is a Muslim enclave, it is not exclusive. Residents have relationships with the sheriff, their non-Muslim neighbors in the nearby village, and visit each other on holidays. They work together in the clinic. Children play soccer and basketball games. Next is Bay Ridge, the home of the Arab Muslim community in Brooklyn, New York. The 3-square-mile Bay Ridge neighborhood in Brooklyn, New York City, United States, USA, is very diverse. This area is home to communities from various countries. It is mostly filled with Arabs from Yemen, Egypt, and Palestine. Here you can hear verses from the Quran blaring from inside a Yemeni furniture store and men speaking loudly in Arabic to family members at home. Locals refer to the area as the Arab Center or Mecca for Arabs. Official estimates based on the 2000 census put the number of Arabic speakers in Bay Ridge at 7,942. According to more recent unofficial figures, the total population is around 40,000 in Brooklyn out of 100,000 Arabic speakers in the entire city. One of them is on Atlantic Avenue, called the Al Farouk Mosque. But the main mosque in Bay Ridge is the Islamic Society of Bay Ridge, also known as Masjid Musab bin Umair, after a companion of the Prophet Muhammad. After the mosque was established, Muslims began moving into the neighborhood in greater numbers. Al-Noor, New York's largest Islamic school, was also founded by Rimawi and his colleagues. While many Muslims from Bay Ridge now attend school safely, things weren't always smooth sailing. At one point, Rimawi said, people threw beer bottles and pigs at the madrasa. Back then, we were young. Nobody knew us because we didn't have enough money. People looked at us like, who are these crazy people? They want to open a school and don't have enough food to eat. Rimawi told Middle East Eye. Today, Muslims are an established part of the Bay Ridge community and have developed strong ties with others in the area. Next is Harlem, Manhattan. Muslim life in Harlem, Manhattan is very unique, full of history, and has become one of the important centers of Islamic development, especially among African American Muslims in the United States. Harlem is not only a place to live, but a symbol of the spiritual, social, and identity struggles of Black Muslims in the heart of New York City. Many Harlem Muslims live a simple but steady Islamic lifestyle. Sharia clothing is commonly seen, such as women wearing niqabs, men wearing robes, or wearing kufi. The community is very concerned with solidarity, youth development, and social assistance. Harlem is also a fertile field for dawah. Many converts from the Black community find Islam as a way of life that gives peace, self-esteem, and a strong spiritual connection. Islam in Harlem is not only a religion, but also a struggle for life and identity. The Muslim community here is very strong, spiritual, and full of brotherhood. From the history of Malcolm X to the new generation of converts and African immigrants, Harlem is a point of Islamic light in the midst of the glitz of Manhattan. The majority of Muslims in New York City, including in areas such as Harlem, Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx, are Sunni, particularly from the four main schools of Islamic jurisprudence: Hanafi, Maliki, Shafi'i, and Hanbali. However, there are also Shia communities and other smaller groups. Islam in New York City reflects the diversity of schools of thought and background of Muslims worldwide, with the majority remaining under the Sunni umbrella, especially Hanafi and Maliki. Religious life here also emphasizes tolerance and Islamic brotherhood, so that even though they have different schools of thought, they remain united in one line. On the one hand, hearing this news certainly makes us very happy. But on the other hand, we are filled with anxiety because we are reminded of the fact that our country, or even other Muslim countries, is considered to be the country with the largest Muslim majority population in the world. New York is known as a city with very wide cultural, ethnic, and religious diversity. Therefore, tolerance is an important part of this city's identity. The Muslim community in New York thrives in an environment that is generally quite open and respectful of diversity. Many non-Muslims live side by side with Muslims, even participating in religious events such as breaking the fast together during Ramadan or Islamic cultural festivals. The city government also often shows support, such as by designating Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha as public school holidays, a major step in recognizing the Muslim community. It is no wonder then that we see many children, even the elderly, who do not understand and comprehend what prayer is and its practice as the most basic obligation. Compounded by their inability to read the words in prayer, many New Yorkers are starting to be interested in learning more about Islam. From students at prestigious universities, social activists, to young professionals, many of them find solace in the teachings of Islam that teach the oneness of God, a balanced life, and a clear purpose in life. Their journey often begins with curiosity, then continues with reading the Quran, dialoguing with Muslims, and attending open studies at New York mosques. When their hearts felt touched and enlightened, many finally steadfastly said the two sentences of the Shahada, becoming converts with strong conviction. Some even came from backgrounds that were previously far from religion. However, after getting to know Islam, they felt as if they had come home, finding answers to the spiritual anxiety that had filled their lives. The Muslim community in New York is very supportive of these converts. They are given guidance, accompanied in the adaptation process, and even given a special place to learn the basics of Islam. This makes the converts feel accepted, not judged. Even more amazing, many converts then become ambassadors of Islam themselves. They preach with their life stories, sharing guidance with others in a gentle and loving way. Even a New Yorker, Jasmine Crawford, converted to Islam. She said Islam is the most logical religion. Jasmine began her journey to learn Islam not because of the influence of others, but from a personal search for the truth. Before embracing Islam, I only knew it like most people, namely that Islam is terrorist and its women wear modest clothing. Unfortunately, I found that some Muslims do not practice the teachings of Islam and they do not represent Islam properly. They are giving a false picture of Islam, said Jasmine Crawford, disappointed. This New York resident from the U.S. expressed her annoyance at Muslims who actually tarnish the good name of Islam. However, guidance will not go astray. If Allah wills to give guidance to someone, then no one can stop it. Although Jasmine knew Islam with a bad image, she actually studied it and then found the sweetness of guidance. Aired on the Algerian TV's They Chose Islam program, Jasmine told the story of her journey towards guidance. With the bad image of Islam among U.S. citizens, Jasmine concluded that Islam was only a lifestyle, not a religion. She was also very uninterested in this end-time religion. Until then, Jasmine had a Muslim friend. From there, Jasmine's views began to change. Not just one, she then socialized with more Muslims to get to know Islam better. "That's how I got to know Islam, because I have several Muslim friends," she said, smiling. Thus, the search for guidance began. Jasmine, who is a devout Catholic, began to study various religions. Not only Islam, she also studied Christianity and Judaism. However, at the end of her search, she chose to become a Muslim woman. "I studied various religions. At first, I intended to just learn, but the more I learned, the more I became interested in Islam. I then chose Islam because I believed this was the true teaching. I asked Allah to guide me and give me guidance," she said with sparkling eyes. However, Jasmine certainly did not just accept Islam. She also did not just believe in Islam. There was something interesting for Jasmine that made her decide to convert. The interesting thing was the logic of Islam, which can be seen from the purity of the Quran. The Quran that never changes is something that is very important to me. There is a lot of scientific evidence mentioned in it, and all of it can be accepted by reason. "Islam is the most logical religion," she said. Jasmine then took the Shahada in 2010. There is a sentence that she really likes, namely the sentence, "La ilaha illa Allah." There is no God worthy of worship except Allah. According to her, the sentence made her feel directly connected to Allah. She felt very close to Him, and that made her happy. "It really made me feel that Allah is true," said Jasmine. After embracing Islam, Jasmine did not feel any obstacles that usually test converts. Her family accepted and even supported her in becoming a Muslim. "Alhamdulillah, my relationship with my parents is very good. I love them very much. When I was just studying Islam, my father fell ill with cancer. He passed away in July 2011. My mother is also a very kind and the best person. Alhamdulillah, she helps me in many ways. She wakes me up for subuh prayer, buys halal food for me. My mother is truly a very kind and beautiful woman. I am very close to her. Our relationship is very good." My mother once said, "If Islam makes you happy and you don't bother other people, then do it." "Do what makes you happy," said Jasmine gratefully. In addition, Jasmine did not feel burdened wearing the hijab in the midst of New York society who have negative views of Islam. According to her, if you have faith and self-confidence, it is very easy for Muslims to live in New York even as a minority. For her, it is very easy to live as a Muslim in New York. She can wear the hijab freely and can easily get halal food. If you look at what people are wearing now, they are wearing all kinds of clothes so that some people will not realize that you are a Muslim. There are indeed many people who ask about my Islam, but I see that they are actually very nice to me. They are not as bad as I thought. In New York, it is very easy to find what you want. I can assure you that in other cities, it is not as easy as in New York. I feel very happy to be a Muslim in New York City," he said. Likewise, during Ramadan in New York, many people convert to Islam because they see the Taraweeh prayer on the streets of Times Square. The phenomenon of Ramadan in New York, especially in Times Square, has become an extraordinary attraction, not only for Muslims, but also for the general public, including those who are finally interested in Islam and become converts. Imagine, amidst the glittering giant billboards, street music, and the bustling city nightlife, hundreds of Muslims stand neatly in rows, prostrate themselves solemnly, and recite verses from the Holy Quran. This atmosphere is very touching for anyone who sees it. Many cry. Hundreds of people gathered in Times Square, New York, United States, US, to mark the beginning of the holy month of Ramadan. This moment is also used to introduce Islam. Many local residents see and photograph Muslims praying in an open place. There are also notice boards placed on the road dividers. After performing the prayer, the Imam invites the congregation to shout Takbir, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. The congregation says in unison, answering the Imam's call using a microphone. Especially when the Imam said, Sawu sufufakum, tarasu, close your ranks, straighten the rows. And without touching one by one, hundreds of worshippers immediately closed and aligned in a straight line, as if they had been trained for months. Even though many of them had just met for the first time, many who witnessed it directly then said to themselves, "What religion can make people so orderly, without shouting, without military commands? Just one sentence, and everyone immediately obeys." That was the moment when they realized, this is not an ordinary religion. This is a religion that teaches discipline, unity, and obedience in one line. A religion full of tranquility, but also spiritual firmness. Not a few of them ended up asking the volunteers or the imam, "Why are you so orderly?" Learning that Islam teaches equality in rows, there is no rich or poor, white or black, all stand on the same level. Feeling this is what I was looking for, and converting to Islam with a firm heart. That is why many say after converting, Islam is not only logical, but also very beautiful socially and spiritually. I see God in the middle of the neat rows. One command, one action, one imam, one direction, one goal, only for Allah. That is one of the strengths of Islam that is not only seen, but also felt, even by those who are new to it. If you want, I can help you write the narrative of this story into an article, essay, or inspiring video script with titles like From Row to Shahada, the story of a Times Square convert. The moment of one command that shook the hearts of non-Muslims. Islam is not an ordinary religion. Every year, thousands of Americans convert to Islam. In New York City, Ramadan, Taraweeh, and social actions of Muslims often trigger curiosity and awe, leading to guidance. Many of them say, "Islam gave me a peace that I have not found anywhere else." ICC New York is the first religious center and mosque built specifically for the Muslim community in New York. Long before the tragedy of September 11th, 2001, ICC New York has played a role in accommodating New York Muslims and providing a correct understanding of Islam to non-Muslim communities in this area. ICC New York is located in the eastern part of Manhattan. This building was built in 1987 and completed in 1991. The construction cost $14 million obtained from the Arab government and the New York Muslim community. The design of ICC New York was designed by the famous American architectural firm Skidmore, Owings and Merrill, which has experience in designing various modern buildings in the world. One of the architectural designs of this company is One World Trade Center in 2013, which replaced the previous WTC Twin Towers and the world's tallest building, Burj Khalifa, in Dubai in 2009. SOM uses an architectural design that represents Islamic tradition with a contemporary style in this ICC New York building. The basic principle that cannot be separated from this building style is the use of geometric structures and models that are very identical to the treasures of Islamic architecture. Michael McCarthy, who was trusted by SOM to design the ICC New York, emphasized that the design of the mosque and ICC would be a modern icon of Islam in New York at that time. "We designed a mosque for 21st century Manhattan," he said. Behind all that, New York City, which is known as the center of world diversity, has also become a silent witness to the rapid growth of Muslims. Every year, around 4,000 people in New York decide to embrace Islam, making it one of the areas with the largest number of converts in the United States. This phenomenon is not just a number. Behind every individual who recites the Shahada, there is a deep spiritual journey, a search for the meaning of life, inner peace, and belief in the teachings of monotheism. New York is home to more than 800,000 Muslims, and the presence of Islam is felt there. From the sound of the call to prayer echoing in Harlem, to Friday prayers that fill large mosques such as the Islamic Cultural Center and the Malcolm Shabazz Mosque. Many converts come from a variety of backgrounds: white, African American, Latino, even Jewish. They come with their own stories, but they are united by one phrase, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Some common reasons that converts cite: clarity of the concept of divinity in Islam, peace and order in worship, social justice and equality, taught in the Quran, inspiration from association with devout and virtuous Muslims. Many Islamic organizations in New York, such as ECNA, MAS, and Islam, are active in spreading the word and providing guidance to converts. They provide classes, psychological support, and even financial assistance for those who have recently converted to Islam. Many converts in New York share heartwarming stories, like Sarah, a Jewish woman born in Brooklyn who discovered Islam through studying Middle Eastern philosophy while in college, or Jamal, a former street musician from Harlem who converted to Islam after seeing the peace of mind of a Muslim friend amidst life's hardships. I felt like I was coming home. Islam is not just a religion, but a way of life that touches every aspect of my being and soul. Sarah, a convert from New York. Stories like these inspire not only those seeking the truth, but also Muslims to be more grateful and steadfast. Islam is now increasingly visible in New York's public spaces. Friday prayers in city parks like Union Square interfaith iftars, halal food festivals attended by various communities. In fact, the month of Ramadan has been officially recognized on the public school calendar, and Eid al-Fitr is a holiday in some boroughs. The growth of Islam in the heart of a world city like New York is seen by many as a sign that Islam will become a global force, not only in numbers, but also in its positive contributions to humanity. If Islam can thrive in the most liberal and free place like New York, it can thrive anywhere. A local preacher. Every person who converts to Islam is proof that guidance belongs to Allah, and no one can prevent it. Even a city as big as New York cannot block the light of truth when it has touched the hearts of people. 4,000 souls every year, 4,000 new lights. New York shines with Islam. The phenomenon of thousands of people converting to Islam in a city like New York should be a positive alarm for all of us. That Islam is accepted, Islam is sought after, and Islam is needed. However, the question is, have we become good representatives of Islam? Sometimes people are attracted to Islam not because we talk a lot, but because we live by Islamic morals. Smile to neighbors, be honest in business, helping selflessly, not judging but embracing. We don't know, maybe our one small action is the reason someone receives guidance. Likewise, in the North Bronx, an imam has converted a 2-story brick residence that houses his mosque into a temporary shelter for migrants, many of whom are men from his native Senegal. Islamic institutions in the Big Apple are struggling to meet the needs of the city's migrant population as more asylum seekers come from Muslim-majority African countries. The challenge is heightened during Ramadan, which began March 11th and ends April 9th. Many mosques open their doors to migrants during the day, becoming de facto daily hubs where new arrivals can find a quiet place to rest and recuperate, often after a restless night sleeping on the streets or in subways. Muslim leaders say they have stepped up appeals for donations of money, food, clothing, and other supplies in recent days. We do what we can, but we can't do everything. That's the bottom line, said Musa Sanago, assistant imam at the Aqsa Salam Mosque in Harlem, just north of Central Park. These brothers, they don't have enough to eat. They're starving when they get here. Can you imagine? Starvation in America. Imam Omar Nias, who runs Jamhiyatu Ansaruddin, a mosque in the Bronx, said providing a place for newly arrived migrants to sleep is the least he can do, even at great personal expense. His utility bills have long exceeded his ability to pay. He estimates he is about $7,000 behind on his home electricity bill and $11,000 behind on his water bill. In our culture, you can't turn people away from the mosque, he said on a recent Friday as more than 50 men came for afternoon prayers. We keep taking people in because they have nowhere to go. If they come, they stay. We do whatever we can to feed them, to help them. The latest surge in migrants has seen more than 185,000 asylum seekers arrive in New York City since the spring of 2022, with Africans from Muslim-majority countries such as Senegal, Guinea, and Mauritania among the countries most represented in new cases in the state's federal immigration courts. Last summer, Democratic Mayor Eric Adams announced to great fanfare a program intended to provide funding, security, and other support to up to 75 mosques, churches, and synagogues that agreed to provide overnight shelter for migrants. So far, however, only 6 houses of worship with a capacity of about 100 beds have been approved to provide additional space for the more than 64,000 migrants the city is currently housing in hotels and other shelters. Bishop Matthew Haid of the Episcopal Diocese of New York said the challenge for many faith-based institutions is that they are housed in older buildings that do not meet current fire safety standards. With more reasonable regulations, he said, houses of worship could provide an additional 5,000 beds for migrants at a fraction of the cost the city has spent housing migrants in hotels across the 5 boroughs. We want to be part of the solution to this. We've been part of the solution before, and we can be part of the solution now, Haid said, referring to the network of faith-based shelters that grew in response to the city's homelessness crisis in the 1980s. In response to those concerns, Adams spokeswoman Kayla Mamalak said the city lowered the maximum number of beds allowed in faith-based shelters earlier this year from 19 to 15, meaning they are not required to have sprinkler systems under city building codes. New York is home to many beautiful mosques which provide spiritual havens for Muslim communities. These mosques are known for their welcoming atmospheres and active community services. Muslim community centers are known for their vibrant community engagement and educational programs. These mosques are not only places of worship, but also centers of learning and community support. Read this guide to learn the details about famous mosques in NYC. 1. Al-Hikmah Mosque. Al-Hikmah Mosque is an important building for the Muslim community, especially those known for their Indonesian cultural heritage. The mosque is more than just a place of worship. It is a vibrant community center where people gather for religious, educational, and social activities. Every weekend, the mosque's courtyard transforms into a bustling market, offering authentic Indonesian cuisine and culture. Al-Hikmah Mosque is a welcoming place that fosters unity and cultural exchange, making it a unique and valuable place for Muslims in New York. 2. Ridgewood Mosque and Islamic Center. The Ridgewood Mosque and Islamic Center is an important spiritual and community center for Muslims in the area. The mosque is well known for its efforts to provide a comfortable place to pray, reflect, and connect with the community. The mosque offers a variety of programs including educational classes for children and adults, interfaith dialogue, and community service initiatives. The center is dedicated to fostering understanding and collaboration within the diverse Muslim community it serves. Its welcoming atmosphere and active participation in social activities make it a respected and integral part of the neighborhood. Visit this mosque to experience more spirituality in NYC. 3. Islamic Society of Mid-Manhattan. The Islamic Society of Mid-Manhattan is the primary place of worship and community for Muslims in New York City. Located in the heart of Manhattan, it is a focal point for Muslims seeking a place of prayer, spiritual growth, and mutual support. The mosque offers daily prayers, Friday services, and educational programs for all ages. Known for its welcoming environment, diverse congregation, and active involvement in social issues, the Islamic Society of Mid-Manhattan plays a vital role in fostering a sense of unity and understanding among Muslims in the wider community. Fourth, Al-Rahman Mosque. Al-Rahman Mosque is a welcoming and peaceful place of worship for Muslims in New York, offering a peaceful place to pray, reflect, and connect with the community. The mosque is known for its inclusive atmosphere, where everyone is welcomed with open arms, regardless of their background. The mosque hosts congregational prayers, educational programs, and community events that meet the spiritual and social needs of its members. Al-Rahman Mosque is more than just a place of worship. It is a community center that promotes understanding, compassion, and unity among its diverse congregation, embodying the true spirit of Islam. 5. Dar es Salaam Mosque, New York, Inc. Dar es Salaam Mosque, New York, Inc. is a symbol of peace and togetherness for Muslims. The mosque is known for its commitment to providing an environment that supports spiritual growth, prayer, and community activities. The mosque offers daily prayer, educational programs for children and adults, and special events that bring the community together. The Dar es Salaam Mosque is dedicated to fostering a sense of brotherhood and understanding, serving not only as a place of worship, but also as a center for social and educational development within the Muslim community. To make your journey with the teachings of Islam better, visit the Dar es Salaam Mosque. 6. Manhattan Mosque. The Manhattan Mosque serves as an important spiritual oasis for the Muslim community. The mosque is known for its welcoming environment, where Muslims from all walks of life come together to pray, learn, and support one another. The mosque offers regular prayer services, educational classes, and community outreach programs. These programs aim to foster unity and understanding both within and outside the Muslim community. The Manhattan Mosque stands as a symbol of faith and brotherhood, providing a space where individuals can grow spiritually and connect with their faith amidst the hustle and bustle of city life. 7. Hazrati Abu Bakr Siddiq Mosque. The Hazrati Abu Bakr Siddiq Mosque is a center of spiritual and community life for Muslims. The mosque is named after the first caliph of Islam, reflecting the deep-rooted values of Islam. This mosque is known for its warm and welcoming atmosphere, offering daily prayers, Quranic education, and a variety of community services. The mosque plays a vital role in spreading the teachings of Islam and fostering a sense of unity among Muslims. With its active involvement in social and educational activities, the Hazrati Abu Bakr Siddiq Mosque serves as a beacon of guidance and support for the Muslim community in New York. 8. Jamaica Muslim Center. The Jamaica Muslim Center, located in Queens, New York, is the center of the local Muslim community, offering a welcoming place for worship, education, and social activities. Known for its large and vibrant congregation, the center hosts regular prayer services, educational classes for all ages, and community outreach programs. It is a place where Muslims can gather to develop their faith, share in cultural celebrations, and participate in initiatives that benefit the wider community. The Jamaica Muslim Center fosters a sense of belonging and unity, making it an important institution for Muslims in New York. Exploring these mosques in New York reveals the rich diversity and vibrant spirit of the city's Muslim community. Each mosque, with its unique offerings and welcoming atmosphere, plays a vital role in providing spiritual guidance, educational opportunities, and a sense of belonging. Whether you are looking for a place to pray or want to learn more about Islam, these mosques stand as beacons of faith and brotherhood for all. The mosques here stand majestically, Islamic events are open to the public, and Islamic culture is a part of the pulse of the city. From dawah activities to education for converts to social solidarity, Islam in New York is presented as a religion that is Rahmatan lil Alameen, bringing peace and exemplary behavior. May the Muslim community in New York and everywhere continue to maintain the purity of Islam, spread the light of goodness, and be a beautiful face of Islam in the eyes of the world. May the Islamic villages of New York, from the Bronx to Brooklyn, from Queens to Harlem, always be centers of tawheed, brotherhood, and blessings. Give birth to a generation of Muslims who are intelligent, strong, and have noble morals. Continue to spread the light of Islam to all corners of the world. And we made you a moderate nation, that you may be witnesses over mankind, and that the messenger may be a witness over you. Al-Baqarah 143. Islam is here as a light that guides many souls to the truth. Thousands have found peace in the Shahada, and Islamic villages have grown into spiritual oases in the fields of modernity. But this light is not to be kept for ourselves. It must be guarded, nurtured, and spread. Every Muslim, wherever they are, bears the responsibility to preserve the beauty of Islam in the eyes of the world, not with anger or power, but with morals, knowledge, compassion, and example. May the Muslim community in New York and around the world continue to be a mirror of pure and perfect Islam until the light of Islam reaches every corner of the earth. Because when the world looks at Islam, may they see peace, love, and truth. Friends of the Islamic faith who are blessed by Allah, I hope this video is useful and see you in our next video.